As a Marxist who is also super into crypto, I feel I have a unique perspective on this whole FTX fiasco. I first bought my very first cryptocurrency the day Donald Trump was elected in 2016. Also during that time, I remember as I was buying it, I was reading a documentary or reading a biography on Eugene Debs, and I was also reading, I think it was Marx and Love, the biography of Marx. So as time went on, I got more and more deeply involved in these two philosophies and learned a lot about them, I think. I never really felt like I fit in. I spent a considerable amount of time in like the Bitcoin Cash subreddit and talked to a lot of people and developed what I think was I know what the Austrian economists would say. But at the end of the day, I always felt it sort of dishonest to pretend that cryptocurrency would bring down the state. I think any honest actor knows that if the state wants to get rid of cryptocurrency, it will just make every cryptocurrency exchange illegal. And then, I mean, if you want to keep using it, good luck, but you will be committing a felony the very first time you do. This became very clear to me when the Marxist-Leninist state of China made cryptocurrency transactions illegal a couple years ago. And this was right before, I believe, the most giant speculative bubble in cryptocurrency history blew up in the United States and the rest of the Western world. So I've always kind of knew, I mean, it's Marx's Volume 3 of Capital. There's nothing more fictitious than cryptocurrency. It is like, what purpose does it really serve, right? And I always kind of knew in the back of my head, the only real purpose it served was speculation for incredibly, well, for everyone, but the ruling class, the capitalist class, if you wanted to make a quick return, there's no faster way to do it than cryptocurrency. But for the deep state, like, why would they want this to exist? Well, as a Marxist, I knew that it was a way, say, the CIA needs to get some quick money into, Navalny in Russia, or, someone challenging Xi's power in China, or Juan Guaido in Venezuela. They want to get some quick money into one of their political opponents to pull off a coup, and they need some sort of money that it's very hard to shut down and make it not go through, right? It's hard to get that amount of money in gold to that person. That's difficult. It's less difficult, but still a little bit difficult to get a few suitcases full of $100 bills to that person. It's very, very, very easy to get that person that amount in Bitcoin or whatever other cryptocurrency you need to get to them. So with my Marxist hat on, that's what I always kind of figured it was. I got into it mainly because I thought the technology was interesting. I did find the rebels that congregated there very interesting. But I also knew full well that, we're living in financial capitalism. Imperialism is the highest stage of capitalism, as Lenin called it. And to make any serious real money, you have to play the market. So what market was taking off in 2016? It was only the crypto market. You can make a 7% return by buying SPY, or you could make 1,000% return by learning a trading system, any sort of trend trading system, and just waiting for Bitcoin to pop off. So that's how I first got into it. I find it really interesting that it's starting to come out with this Sam Bankman-Fried or whatever the FTX guy is. I find it interesting, first of all, because I was there when Avalanche, the cryptocurrency, started taking off, and I played around with Pangolin, and there was one guy like sucking up all the liquidity in Pangolin. And the way the DeFi exchange works is you put up like half Avalanche and half like US dollar token. So that way you're providing the liquidity for people to move back and forth, trading in and out, and it would pay you in another cryptocurrency. Like in this case, it was Pangolin. Well, there was one guy like sucking up all the liquidity and immediately selling the Pangolin token, and the price was staying really low because of this. And everyone in the community said that's Sam Bankman-Fried. And I was like, well, who is this guy? And he's the guy that runs FTX. So I remembered that from the depths of the internet when this started taking off. And, well, I put two and two together when I saw a picture of Sam Bankman-Fried hanging out with Tony Blair, I believe, in the Bahamas, and Bill Clinton. And, it's starting to come out that this Sam Bankman-Fried may be the cryptocurrency equivalent, allegedly, of Jeffrey Epstein. So this is pretty interesting. Evidently, the scheme that they're talking about was they would put it up on the banner of all these websites, like, donate your cryptocurrency to the Ukraine, right? So it gets into the Ukraine. Sam Bankman-Fried, allegedly, has a cryptocurrency exchange of some sort in the Ukraine. They take your cryptocurrency, they sell it, they buy his cryptocurrency, FTX, and they would send it back to the United States. And then they would sell that again into cash and give that cash to Democratic Party candidates to run for office to make sure they won in the midterms. This is what is being said, right? As Trump would say, people are saying, or as the New York Times would say, people are saying this is what's going on. And the reason I think there might be some truth to it is because I told you earlier, the only reason that the true American government, the deep state, would allow something like cryptocurrency to exist when you see other governments that have like 90% approval rating from their population, like China, whereas in the West, in America, I think it's like 30% maybe. The only reason they would allow that to exist is money laundering for the deep state. That's it. And then it comes out that they're using this as a way to funnel money through the Ukraine, send it back. Well, funnel it through they get you to send it to them by tugging at your heartstrings, right? On the dupes, on the blue MAGA. They send it back to the U.S., and then they use it to fund Democratic Party candidates to run for and win office in the midterms. It just seems like it all fits together a little too perfectly to not be true. So I don't know. This is just my opinion. First Amendment, we can all have one, right? I do hope someone looks into this. But I'm also pretty sure that people will look into it about as deep as Hillary Clinton's emails. They want to keep track on you for every, what is it? If you spend over $600 in your bank account, they want to know where it came from and who it was going to. But, I mean, in this case, when it's billions and billions and billions of dollars being funneled through the imperialist war that they're pushing and then sent back to the country to fund their own candidates, I seriously doubt they're going to look too hard into corruption that benefits them and helps them stay in power. But what do I know? I'm just a stupid Marxist that's into crypto.